I'm Ryan Klopkopoulos and I'm here with Nick. Buy somewhere.
Buy somewhere.
What?
What is it?
Like, all I'm seeing here is bright colours and big shapes, and you've got me bright colours. So,
yeah, cool.
What are we looking at?
Well, it's a location-based property game for iOS and Android, releasing in 2017.
Yeah, excellent.
Partly inspired by, well, it was actually inspired by my time in the advertising space when we built a game called Build with Chrome for our client at the time, which was Google, which basically used the Google Maps API to turn the world into a Lego base plate. I started thinking to myself, this Maps API stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, we can do something with this. And then when I started looking at location data, I was like, you can construct an entire world out of this. And the obvious jump for that, for me at least, was you turn it into a property game.
So I'm gonna just put it simply, right? So is this essentially real life Monopoly? But without trademarks, of course.
No, look, the fact of the matter is that apart from it really being a game about property, like when you get in it and you play it, the game mechanics are completely different, right? It's a game about buying property, it's a game about making money from property, but when you get in there, I mean, this is a three-dimensional location-based game, right? Yeah. So it's not like the board game mechanics translate very well to that. So as far as the gameplay goes, it's 100% original.
So in terms of being location-based, so that with an example of the most recent location-based Pokemon Go, like you have to physically go to certain locations to take on a gym or whatever. Is that the same thing here? If you own a building, you want to rent it out, do you physically have to go back to it to get your rent money or whichever?
No. So once you purchase a property, you do have to go to that location to purchase that property in the first place. Then you get the property card, which is effectively a control panel for that property. So you can go out there in the world on your daily routine, on your way to work or uni or school, collect all this property, steal it from your friends, all the rest of it, come home, kick your shoes off, get on the couch and manage your property and upgrade it to basically in order to defend it or maximize rent returns from it.
In terms of stealing it from my buddies, because I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it.
Yeah, and they're going to steal your house too.
How can I? How does the trading or buying selling sort of go?
So you can trade with friends firstly. So there are certain sets of cards that you need to make in order to form empires. Empires give you a better rate of return once you have that set of cards. Now, in terms of taking them over, there are some things that we're not revealing yet. But basically, it involves a additional game mode where you'll press the takeover mechanic. You go into this kind of like stadium-like arena, and the defender can actually elect to be notified. They can put alarms on their properties so that they can enter the challenge as well.
That's actually amazing.
That's
so
cool.
in terms of the location base, so depending on where you are, say whether you're in Melbourne, whether you're in Sydney, can you purchase iconic sort of locations?
Yeah, so as you'll notice, most of the properties are color coded in terms of category. So green is residential, yellow is social, pink is retail, blue is business, all the way up to purple, which is your skyscrapers here. Landmarks have been modeled from the ground up in exactly the same way as they appear in real life.
Oh, wow.
And they're solid gold. So, you'll be, the Melbourne Exhibition Centre is actually one. Yeah. So if you would open up the game right now, you'd see this, and it is massive, right? This massive gold Melbourne Exhibition Centre.
So in terms of with the buying and selling, is it sort of linked to what the real world cost of a place would be? Like, this is like a $800,000 house or something like that?
No, so it's more based on category. So we want it to be pretty fair for players in any region. Yeah. So a house, so it's based on property type. So all houses will be the same price and have the same attributes. All apartment blocks, same price, same attributes. And then there's 4 different kinds of businesses. There's 4 different kinds of social properties. There's 4 different kinds of retailers. There's a whole bunch of community properties, schools, universities, libraries, police stations, fire stations. They all have unique attributes.
So if they're all the same base, and then it's what you do with it, what you bring with it,
correct,
that makes it bigger and better.
Yeah, correct. And it's also how they fuse into your property portfolio as well. So there's a whole bunch of really interesting structural avenues that you can take. You can be the king of residential properties. You can go out there and try and own one individual skyscraper and pump all your resources into that. Basically, we wanted to tailor it no matter where you live, no matter what your daily routine is, that there's a way for you to make your own unfortunate.
See, that's really interesting for me because like where I live is semi-country Victoria.
Yeah.
So with an example like Pokemon Go, there was nothing around me and I couldn't do anything when I was at home. When I was at work, it was fine. So I like the idea that I can still be at home, still dominate, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know, and still be able to play it from the comfort of my own home.
Totally. Yeah. Look, I mean, there are. You know, as far as Go goes, one of the things, I mean, we started development 3 years ago, right? Which was 2 years before I believe Pokemon Go even started production.
I'm sure you'll be a more polished game than Pokemon Go.
Well, hopefully. The big difference is that I've been very much inspired. The reason I'm on this current trajectory is I love Nintendo. Right? I'm a massive Nintendo fanboy, shamefully big, right? So the idea of a world full of collectibles and gameplay that's just inherently easy for anyone to jump into, but also has that beautiful, eloquent underlying depth to it, is exactly what we've tried to implement here. So tonally, I mean, with all the bright colours and stuff, it's more akin to a Mario than it is to a Pokemon Go.
Excellent. Well, so let's take away from this for 1 sec. If you're a Nintendo fanboy, what do you think of the Switch?
I actually think it's awesome, but I would say that no matter what they said, probably. I think it's really cool. I think that the idea that you can grab 2 little individual controllers and kids can sit in the back with one TV and play multiplayers. We actually went to a wedding the other day and we were secretly saying, damn, I wish the Switch was out. We'd all be sitting here playing Mario Kart 8. No, look, I think it's awesome. I think my biggest hope for that is that I really hope that Nintendo does right by their fans who bought the Wii U and allows you to transfer your digital content onto the Switch. I think I'd love to see that. If you're listening, Nintendo,
thinking about it, it's a portable console. Could you put Buy Somewhere on it?
That would be my dream. I would love to do that. Look, I mean, we'll find out if it's GPS enabled, firstly, but maybe there's some kind of element of the game, like the management part that we could transfer over. It would be my dream to see Buy Somewhere on
that's like life complete when you're on a Nintendo console.
That would be super cool.
So when is this hitting the market? Is there a beta? What do we got?
Yeah, so the beta you can sign up to now at buysomewhere.com. And you'll be the first in the world to access it, so get there ASAP. And then we're launching in Australia in 2017, followed by the rest of the world shortly after.
Excellent. Do it. Go to the website. Because if you get in that beta early, wait, hang on. Before we go any further, if with the beta, will that if I dominate in the beta, will I dominate in the full? Like, will it pass whenever it's like one of those refresh server things?
To be confirmed. We'll let you know.
I'm gonna go hard anyway, just in case. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, man.